So I stand by this opinion. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl has the best OST in the entire franchise, and Gen 5's OST is also overrated. I also hate Gen 7 more than Gen 8. Okay, so today we're going to talk about is the massive dichotomy within the Western Asian community, whether it's Asian American or Asian Canadian or whatever the hell. So I believe we're kind of divided into three different factions. So there's this one faction that's super prideful, I guess you can say, and it's all about reclaiming Asian pride here in the West, or just reclaiming what and who Asians really are. And then there's the other side who is all about internalized racism or self-hate or other crap like that because of said X, Y, and Z experiences. There's also a third faction where I think I fall under, and it's just the Asians that don't really care about being Asian. They don't care about reclaiming the Asian pride. They don't care about hating themselves. Okay, but so the third faction I talk about, we're not really going to go touch on it very much because there's not really much to it. I'll just say that both sides are kind of making that faction look kind of bad. But let's actually focus on the other two sides. So let's start with the side A, the one that is trying to reclaim Asian pride. There's actually a lot more that goes into it than even I know, but I'm just going to talk about what I think it is based on my own experience and what I see from my friends and other people who talk about their stories and their experiences growing up Asian American. From what I see, it started off with combating the normalized racism towards Asian Americans because it's usually passed off as a joke or whatever the hell. Or they're just trying to hold on to the culture and tradition so it doesn't die out in their family. So I think all those reasons are admirable enough, I guess. I mean, racism, sure, carrying on the culture and tradition, I guess. I mean, I can't relate, but I'm not going to judge if that's what they want to do. With those things, it's okay, whatever, it's fine. But I think the issue I've seen is that it's kind of get blown out in proportion up to a certain degree. What I mean by that is that I think that people on this side are getting a little too full of themselves. It's all about AZN pride, which is super cringe. I tell you, I don't care how you spin it, it's cringe. Get over it. From what I see is that the problem is that it's no longer about combating the racism that is thrown at them, but rather start attacking anybody else that disagrees with them, with even within their own people. It's more like bragging about themselves now, or what makes Asian people great. And I get it when you're trying to just present what Asian people are all about. When you start acting like you're better than everybody else because of X, Y, and Z, that's when you're kind of crossing the line. No, not kind of crossing the line. You're straight up crossing the line. Now, I get that you're trying to cure some of the self-hate that has developed over the years, but this is just not the way to do it. If anything, like the other side, they'll see the narcissism, they'll see the egocentric nature of what the Asian culture is. That's not going to help them break away from that. In fact, they're going to hate themselves more. They're going to hate Asian communities and what the culture stands for even more. And then you have the other side, the self-hating side, that is like literally contributing absolutely nothing. The self-loathing and self-pity, it's annoying. It doesn't do anybody anything. Just moping around in general, it doesn't do anything ever, period. And if anything, they're giving the other side more reason to do what they're doing. And then the self-hate and the internalized racism in general is just not an attractive look. And a lot that contributes to the self-hate and internalized racism is because it's actually a lot of the bullying and the normalized racism towards them. Or it's even just the feeling that they need to fit in with the Western culture and or white people or whatever's going on in their mind. And I'll admit, at one point in time, I was actually on this side as well. I hated myself because I'm Asian, and I just hated Asian people in general. And there's a lot of different reasons to it. In my area, for whatever reason, people praised Asian people. If you're Asian, you're popular. And the middle school I went to, it was predominantly a Black and Hispanic community. And apparently, the cool thing was to be Asian, and Asian people were idolized for I don't know why. But the reason why I turned away from that culture is because I grew up in the church, and a lot of the teachings in the Vietnamese culture just contradicted against what the church has to teach. And basically, I preferred Protestant teachings more than I did with what the Vietnamese had to teach me or what they valued. And funny enough, it's because of the Protestant teaching is the reason why I no longer hate myself or even Asian people in general. Now, what is the solution to all of this? I don't know. I generally don't. And if there is a solution, I don't know what it is, but I think there needs to be more of an understanding for both sides of the equation. I believe there are a lot of valid reasons the way they came to be and what they're trying to do. Now, I get the self-hate inside wants to police the other side, but you're not going to do that by just blindly hating yourselves or beating yourself up for being Asian or just discriminating just with the Asian label. And the other side isn't going to cure the self hate the other side has, or even get other people from the outside to respect them more by just being hella narcissistic or egotistic. At the end of the day, I just want to get looped up in the foolishness that both sides have found themselves in and the conflicts they found with each other. Because the conflict they found within each other isn't going to get them anywhere, and that's just going to cause an even bigger divide with the community here in the West. That is all. Okay, bye.